Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Breakfast with Bob. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're at Challenge Daytona in the PTO 2020 Championship, brought to you by Captiva Spine, John Hall Chevrolet, USA Triathlon Foundation Risk Partners, and the PTO, the Pro Triathletes Organization. Our next guest, young up-and-comer, Mr. Daniel Bækkegård from Denmark. How are you doing?
Thanks, Bob. Very nice.
Did I butcher your name?
Yeah, that was perfect.
See? Bækkegård. I like that. So we were talking to Sebastian, and he was very impressed racing you recently. In September, you're racing in Estonia, and as Sebi was saying that they caught you towards the end of the bike, and then you just dropped them like a stone during the half marathon. That's pretty impressive for a young man, having Sebi catch you and then run away from him.
Well, yeah, that was a race I learned a lot from, but it was definitely it was cool. You know, Sebi is one of the absolute greats, so yes. To have him kind of saying nice things about you, that's pretty humbling.
So talk a little bit about your background. Were you a runner, swimmer, cyclist growing up?
Well, I was a competitive swimmer. Okay. I've always loved sport.
Yes.
Obviously, growing up with always watching sports on television. Yes. Tour de France and all of that stuff.
Yes.
The Olympics, and I was a part of a pretty awesome swim group. Always kind of the guy who were not good enough to make it to the fun races.
Yes.
Or competitions. So I always had to work a little bit harder, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found my way into triathlon. I watched Kona when I think it was 11 or so when
Craig Alexander broke the world record. Yeah.
Exactly, and I was like, wow, that was that looks crazy. And I found my way through the federation. Yes. And just been a part of their youth program. And now I'm here. So
was the goal when you got into it the Olympics?
Yeah, definitely.
Is that still the goal?
Well, my coach will probably say no, but
but in your head, it is your goal for 2021.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's the focus?
No, not 21. I'll say 24.
24.
Yeah, hopefully. After I win Kona, then I can win the Olympics.
Oh, so you're going the other way?
Yeah.
You're going to say I'm going long, and then I'm going to come back and get my speed.
I'll try that.
So you're coming in with this raw speed, though, obviously. So when you're racing the way you're racing and you're beating the guys you're beating, usually at that distance, then you don't normally go back to the Olympic distance.
No, that's true. But for once, I haven't done an Olympic distance. I've only done sprint distance and 70.3. And I think I have a little more power and raw strength than a lot of the other guys. So right. I think that would maybe help me on the Olympics. But for the next couple of years, it's definitely half and Ironman distance I'm focusing on.
So in 2019, you won 70.3. Is it Lahti? Yeah, you win that. And then, 8 days later, you win Ironman Austria and catch all sorts of abuse because you put the banner on the ground. But it's so funny because normally people do this with the banner and then throw it on the ground. I don't know what the big deal was. People were so upset about that.
I saw last year Sanders won here, and he was angry when he came across that finish line, and he threw it to the ground and So
you're just showing passion.
Yeah, and also people do not see what's happening in the lead up to the race, and what we are also human beings, and a lot of stuff can happen, away from the triathlon scene.
Right. What was happening leading in?
A lot of stuff. There's a reason I'm not racing the Olympic distance right now. I got sacked from the national team, and
really
all that kind of things, and
for
also
doing longer distance.
They basically just said
if you go long, you're gone.
Kind of. No, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
They were kind of helping me to just provide for myself. So in that way, I'm thankful. But also they had to they said well, we have to figure out if Daniel is even gonna do triathlon, or he have to find something else to do. And for a young guy, that's pretty hard to hear, and also to kind of you have this big goal, obviously coming from swimming, where the Olympics is everything. Then I had that big goal, and that was just kind of out the window. And I had to kind of reinvent myself and figure out how my life should be. That was at that point I was 21, I guess.
Yeah.
So that was it was a couple of pretty difficult years for me personally, but that it also helped me grow as a human being, and
When your goal is the Olympics and your federation is basically saying we don't see you as part of our family, that's a little bit of a wake-up call.
Yeah, it is, and also no support in terms of money and stuff.
Yeah, no, financially it means you got to support yourself, which obviously you did a pretty nice job with in 8 days.
Yeah, but in those 8 days, but
yes.
Everything else did not put bread on the table. So
well, how did you change? When that happened, what did you end up doing?
Well, I just tried to provide for myself in best way possible, and I had a couple of months where I was eating porridge for
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, all that stuff. And then just going to a couple of races, trying to figure out how to race properly. And then thankfully I have a coach who is just perfect for me in helping me mentally, and also helped me kind of in the school of life to grow as a human being, and also how there's as a young man, it's kind of how do you want the world to see you. And in that regard, it was pretty difficult actually in Austria, that all those people kind of hated the way I celebrated.
Yes.
Because now it was kind of finally I had something I could be proud of. I felt that for the first time in my life.
Yes.
And that just came out, when you're 8 hours in an Ironman.
You're pretty raw.
You're pretty raw, and that was what you saw. So
it
was a lot of frustration, and everything.
That's passion. That's you were proving something to yourself and a few other people.
Yeah, true.
You were making a statement.
Yeah,
and you made a big statement.
To.
Well, and you did a great job with that. So don't ever let anybody. This at the end of the day, it's an individual sport.
Yeah.
And even when you're part of a team like that, sometimes it doesn't work out.
No, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're better off as an individual.
Yeah, true.
So once you won those races back to back, did you change your perception of yourself?
Definitely. Actually, it was the whole kind of the 6 months leading into the race.
Yes.
That was when I kind of realized, it doesn't really matter what other people think. You always, when you're starting triathlon, if you're not one of the big dogs, then you're also always met with like questions about, can you even live off being a professional triathlete and stuff like that. So I think that was one moment or one week where I was like, now I can kind of say to people proudly that I'm a professional triathlete, and not just, you have to justify it for people around you, I guess.
So when you win that, and did that qualify you for Kona?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's the other positive that came out of that.
Yeah, true. That was insane. It was just,
Look how your life changed like in a week.
Yeah, that was
right.
Also,
you win a 70.3. You win that race, qualify for Kona, all in 8 days.
Yeah, it was. Just the fact that the thought in your head that I wasn't even supposed to race the full race.
Right.
In Austria, so just the fact that
you were just gonna do part of it.
Yeah, because I wasn't like. It was so far away in my thought process that I was gonna do a whole a whole Ironman.
Yeah.
But I was like, I would do it for a sponsor and show up, and what's the worst thing that can happen? And then the night before, my coach said like, I only want you to start running if you're absolutely sure that you're gonna win. And at that point, I thought like, it's I'm gonna do bloody marathon. How am I going to be sure I'm going to win? But funny enough, when I reached the transition 2, it was like I did the math in my head, and I was absolutely sure that I was going to win.
So what place were you off the bike?
Second, after Lucas Voigt.
And how far was he ahead?
3 minutes or so, I guess.
Oh, big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, but I knew him
He's
pretty
a good
well. He's a very good swimmer and a good biker, so I guessed I could catch him on the run.
When did you catch him?
After 14 Ks or so.
Okay.
But it was more the guys behind me. You know, you have to, have to kind of calculate if it was possible and stuff. But
that's a lot of pressure. Don't start the run unless you're not pretty. If you're positive, you're going to win.
Yeah, true. But I felt it as pressure when he said it, or just kind of strange. But it was pretty cool that I just had the feeling when I put the bike down. But
that's so cool.
It was a nice race.
What was the Kona experience like for you?
That was I got to know what it takes to win. I think,
which is why you go there for the first time.
Yeah,
you got to know
definitely.
what you got to come away with action items.
Yeah, and I think definitely watching Jan, obviously, how he approaches things.
Yes,
it was only for a distance. I saw it, but it's very impressive.
Right.
And I he kind of showed me what it takes mentally, physically, the people around you, who you have to bring, how you have to act and everything. I think he's
the ultimate pro.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And
we always look at the person who wins the Ironman as sort of the leader of the sport. Ironman World Championship, and we've had some great leaders.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
He is one of them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember Craig Alexander was standing. I had in the race. I had a broken handlebar after 4 Ks or so. I hit a pothole.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's what happens. But I was freaking out because I came out of the water with the lead guys, and
sure.
I was pretty in the zone. And I remember just vaguely Craig Alexander standing on the side of the road, and I was screaming like mechanic, and he was like, keep calm. And it was,
You didn't ask for an autograph at that point.
No, but you take it in pretty fast that, okay, I have to keep calm. It's a long day. We have to just, what happens. I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
just
having
those
a guy,
small things that
3-time champion.
He knows definitely what it takes.
He knows it's a long day.
Yeah,
and you have to be patient. That's probably one of the big things you came away with. Besides a broken handlebar, did you say you had like one gear or something?
Yeah, I only had one gear the whole way, so it was a kind of a long day.
But what's impressive to me, like you swam 47:35. That's you're going to be a front guy swimmer there forever. And then 4:37:18. Obviously, you're going to go 15 minutes faster next time you go out there because you're not going to have one gear. Hopefully, you have more than one gear.
Yeah.
And 2:49 after riding with one gear means that you're a 2:45 and under type of guy. So you can win that race. 8:19 riding on one gear means that you can win that race.
Yeah, hopefully.
Is that what you came away with?
Definitely.
Yeah.
A lot of anger, and then also
a lot of hope.
Yeah, definitely a lot of hope.
So. A little bit of both. But the first time Jan Frodeno came there, I think he flatted it. I think he got the penalty. He came running out of T2 in the wrong outfit and ran back in and changed. The best of them. They all started that way. But the deal is, when you have splits like that, you're going to do nothing but get better.
Hopefully.
What are your plans here? I mean, this is a strong person's course. You're going to have to. Did you get the ride on the track yet?
No, not yet. I just came up from the turbo, so I haven't been out there, but it looks amazing. It's I think I'm gonna go tomorrow and then just experience the banks and everything, just to make sure we have everything dialed in.
So you get to race this weekend against Alistair and Johnny Brownlee and against Sebastian and Lionel Sanders.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of amazing athletes. Are you excited about this?
I think it's obviously the greatest race there have been maybe in history. What comes to lineup, we're only missing like 2 guys or so
Yeah.
to make it proper, but you know, it's so exciting.
What would it mean to you to win this?
A lot. You know, it's I can't even describe that.
Daniel, honor to get to chat with you.
Yeah,
I
too,
think
Bob,
we'll
you
be
too.
doing this a lot. Hopefully, we'll be doing this in Kona next October.
Yeah, hopefully we
And in Samarin at Challenge Championship.
Yeah, definitely,
And at the
definitely.
Collins Cup.
definitely I'll be there. So
Love
if
it.
happens. So
Mr. Daniel Bækkegård has been our guest. Again, this is Breakfast with Bob. My name is Bob Babbitt. Hold on, everybody. We will be right back.